This is Dietitian Faheem Mustafa, the founder of dietinmedics.com. Today we'll discuss about the risks of the ketogenic diet. In the previous videos, we have discussed about the basics of ketogenic diet and about the health benefits of ketogenic diet. So today we'll discuss about the risks of ketogenic diet. Ketogenic diet is a treatment of choice in some inborn error of metabolism, and the number one is that is a pyruvate dehydrogenase deficiency. Due to pyruvate dehydrogenase deficiency, ketogenic diet is recommended. And the reason is pyruvate, the function of pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme is to convert pyruvate into acetyl CoA. So it's a cell and it's a mitochondria in the cell. The function of pyruvate dehydrogenase is to convert pyruvate into acetyl CoA. Now, pyruvate is an end product of glycolysis, and pyruvate dehydrogenase converts this pyruvate into acetyl CoA, and then acetyl CoA enter into the TCA cycle and generate ATP. But when there is a deficiency of pyruvate dehydrogenase, then pyruvate will not convert into acetyl CoA, and then ATP will not synthesized. Energy production will not occur. In that case, in this case, ketogenic diet can be recommended because ketogenic diet in this case, body will use ketone bodies as an energy source in the case of deficiency of pyruvate dehydrogenase. The second inborn error of metabolism is that is the deficiency of glucose transporter type 1. Second is deficiency of glucose transporter type 1. Glucose enter into the blood brain barrier through this transporter, glucose transporter type 1. And when there is a deficiency of this glucose transporter, then glucose will not cross the blood brain barrier and brain will not get energy. In that case, ketogenic diet can be used. Brain can use ketone bodies as an energy source. So in the case of these two inborn error of metabolism, ketogenic diet is a treatment of choice. But ketogenic diet also has a lot of complications. In the previous video, we discussed about the health benefits of ketogenic diet. But along with the health benefits, ketogenic diet also has a lot of complications. So let's discuss what are the risks of the ketogenic diet. The number one is ketogenic diet can lead to dysbiosis. Dysbiosis is an impaired microflora, or we can say that is the altered GIT microbiota, that is the imbalance in the healthy and unhealthy bacteria in our GI tract. So this ketogenic diet can lead to dysbiosis and then dysbiosis can lead to pathogenesis, can lead to obesity. So the first complication of ketogenic diet is dysbiosis. It caused dysbiosis. It impaired the microflora, and this dysbiosis can lead to obesity. Now we need to understand a little bit about in detail about the dysbiosis. That the ketogenic diet lead to impaired microflora, that is, it increase the ratio of firmicutes to bacteroidetes. It increase the ratio of firmicutes to bacteroidetes. Both these are the bacteria present in our GI tract, and firmicutes are considered, these are the pathogenic bacteria, and bacteroidetes, these are the healthy bacteria. And in the case of ketogenic diet, level of firmicutes increase and the level of bacteroidetes decrease. As a result of this impaired balance between in the microflora, as a result of this, as a result of dysbiosis, two things occur. Further complications occur. The number one is that it lead to increase the intestinal permeability. It increase intestinal permeability. And second is it lead to endotoxemia. As a result of dysbiosis due to ketogenic diet, intestinal permeability can increase, and second, endotoxemia can occur. So what is endotoxemia? Endotoxemia, from endotox to, that is the endotoxins. Endotoxins, and emia means blood. That is increase in level of endotoxins in the blood. That is the endotoxemia. Now then, how endotoxemia occur? Due to impaired microflora. When there is an imbalance in the microflora, then how the endotoxemia occur? We need to understand then how this endotoxemia lead to other further complications. Actually, endotoxin is a lipid portion of lipopolysaccharide. That's the part of cell wall of the gram-negative bacteria. This bacteroidetes is a gram-negative bacteria. These are the gram-negative bacteria. And this endotoxin is a liquid portion of lipopolysaccharide. The cell wall, of the gram-negative bacteria is consists of lipopolysaccharides. And lipopolysaccharides are part of cell wall of gram-negative bacteria. So these are the lipopolysaccharides. And so on. This one is the lipopolysaccharide. It's a lipopolysaccharide. And this lipopolysaccharide is a part of cell wall of gram-negative bacteria. And this lipid portion is endotoxin. So endotoxin, what is endotoxin? Endotoxin is a lipid portion of lipopolysaccharide that is a part of cell wall of gram-negative bacteria. So this lipid portion actually liberated. Endotoxin actually liberated from the cell wall on when these bacteroidetes die. When these gram-negative bacteria die, this endotoxin lipid portion liberated from the cell wall. And when these endotoxins liberated from the cell wall, then due to increase intestinal permeability, it enter into the circulation, and as a result, endotoxin level increase in the blood, and it lead to endotoxemia. Listen again. due to dysbiosis, microflora imbalance occur. As a result, level of bacteroidetes decrease and firmicutes level increase, and bacteroidetes are gram-negative bacteria. Due to this impaired balance, intestinal permeability increase. Due to this impaired balance, intestinal permeability increase, and when the intestinal permeability increase, and along with this, endotoxemia occur. Endotoxemia, the level of endotoxins in the blood increase. When the level of these endotoxins increase in the blood, so these are the endotoxins, its level increase in the blood, and then its level increase, and due to these endotoxins, on the death of these bacteroidetes, these endotoxins are liberated from the cell wall of the gram-negative bacteria, and as a result, due to increased intestinal permeability, it enters into blood circulation and its level increase in the blood, and we call this endotoxemia. And due to increased intestinal permeability and increase the level of endotoxins in the blood, it lead to adipocyte hyperplasia. We need to understand, when its level increase, it lead to due to increase in the endotoxemia, due to increase the level of endotoxins in the blood. The number one, adipocyte hyperplasia occur. That is, increase in the number of adipocytes, adipose cells, increase in number of adipose cells is called, that is, adipocyte hyperplasia. And as a result, when the number of adipocytes increase, obesity occur. Second, it increase the insulin resistance. Insulin resistance increase as a result of intake of ketogenic diet, and the ketogenic diet through dysbiosis can lead to insulin resistance. And the third thing is, it reduces the function of pancreatic beta cells. It decreases the function of pancreatic beta cells. Now, due to increase in insulin resistance and decrease in the function of pancreatic beta cells, it can lead to diabetes. But the most important thing that I want to discuss here is that saturated fat in the ketogenic diet lead to dysbiosis. Only research shows that it's only saturated fat that lead to dysbiosis and that lead to further complications. If we intake omega-3 fats, polyunsaturated fatty acids, monounsaturated fatty acids in the ketogenic diet, then it modulate this microflora. It maintains the balance in the microflora, and it actually ameliorates the intestinal permeability. As we discussed earlier, that dysbiosis, that actually ketogenic diet lead to impaired microflora, impaired balance in the microflora, and it lead to increased intestinal permeability. But it's due to saturated fat. If we intake unsaturated fats, omega-3 fats, polyunsaturated fatty acids, and monounsaturated fatty acids, these fatty acids actually ameliorate intestinal permeability, and these unsaturated fatty acids actually maintain the balance of the microflora. So it was all about dysbiosis, that how this ketogenic diet lead to dysbiosis, but not unsaturated fatty acid. Actually, saturated fatty acid are the main cause of dysbiosis.